Hello and good afternoon, kids. Welcome back once again to this short tutorial video for class 7 students and their maths. The topic will be the algebraic expression continued, as in our previous video we have finished with the addition and subtraction of the algebraic expressions. So in this video we'll continue with the multiplication of algebraic expressions. Okay, that is, we can call it as multiplication of polynomials as well, isn't it? Okay, so before moving on to the topic, I would like to remind you that the terms that we use here, that is polynomial, monomial and monomial, you might be familiar with those terms, isn't it? And if you are not, then you haven't went through the basics properly. So okay, I highly recommend you to please go through the basics first in order to understand the lessons. Okay, so we have here multiplication of polynomials, and under the topic we got, first of all, we got multiplication of monomial and monomial. Okay, so for those who know, monomial is a single term, isn't it? So we will be dealing with the multiplication of single and single terms. Okay, so in your exercise 11C, the first question number 1 we have is minus 8x square y and 3x cube y cube. So as you know, what we are doing here is multiplication of two terms, monomial and a monomial, single and single term, isn't it? So that is why on the second line I have simply written minus 8x square y into 3x cube y cube. So the only difference between addition and subtraction and multiplication of terms is that, as I have already told you, in addition, what happens in addition and subtraction, only like terms will be added or subtracted, isn't it? But in case of multiplication, even unlike terms, they will be multiplied. Okay, so how they are multiplied? Let's say here. Okay, the question I have just wrote down the question out here: minus 8x square y into 3x cube y cube, isn't it? After that, what I have done here is I have arranged the terms. See, minus 8 as it is into 3. So what do we know is, what do we need to learn from here is, when going for the multiplication, we need to multiply the constant and the constant terms, and the variables and the variables, that too same variables. So that is x and x. See, I have arranged the terms x and x squared into x cube, isn't it? Then y and y, I have arranged them also on the second line, isn't it? So after that, what happens? See, minus into plus, it's minus, we know that, minus 8 into 3, the constant terms. So 8 into 3, they will give you 24. 8 3 times is 24, isn't it? Now x squared and x cube. Here what happens here is, when you are multiplying two like variable, remember, two like variable, that is, the variable has to be the same. That is, for x it has to be the x, okay, for y it has to be y. For two like variables, that is, for same variable, the powers will be added. Simple. See, x squared into x cube, the power, what are the powers? What is the power for this x? It's 2, isn't it? And for this x it's 3, so it is 2 plus 3, so therefore it is x to the power 5. Similarly here, the power for y is 1. See, since the power is not written, so as we have already done in the basics as well, if the power is not given, that means the power is always 1, isn't it? It's not 0, remember that. Okay, so 1 plus 3 is 4, isn't it? So y to the power 4, and we are done here. See, minus 24, x to the power 5, y to the power 4. Okay, so moving on to the next question. What we have here is, we got multiplication of monomial and monomial, but we got three monomials out here. See, minus 3abc minus 4a square b c cube and 4a cube b to the power 4 c cube. So what I have done here, I have simply placed the multiplication sign out here. After that, what I have done here, again simply, see, I have arranged the terms. See, the constant terms separately, the variables, the same variables, a separately, b separately, and c separately. See, then after that, what I have done here, see, I have just simply multiplied the terms, the constant terms. Minus into minus, it's plus, isn't it? So plus into plus is plus, so plus 3 4 times is 12, 4 times is 48, so it is 48 out here. A into a squared into a to the power 3, as I said, for same variable, the powers will be added. So here we have the power of a as 1, 1 plus 2 is 3, we know, 3 plus 3 is 6, so 6. See, here b to the power, the power sign is, power is not given, that means it's 1. Again similarly here 1, so 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 4 is 6, so 6 out here. And for similarly for this c also, the power is not given, that means it's 1, so 1 plus 3 is 4, 4 plus 3 is 7, so we got our answer as 48 e to the power 6, b to the power 6, and c to the power 7. Okay. Okay, so, and another question I have taken is from the fractional form. See, again the concept follows the same. That is, we need to multiply the constant terms, then the same variables. The variables, if the variables is same, the powers will be added. Everything remains the same. But why I have taken the fractional form is just to show you the multiplication of fractions as well. See, in the second line, see, previously what I have written, I used to write was the same question, just multiplication sign, isn't it? See, this is how you can skip the steps as well. On the second line, what I have done here is I've started arranging the terms on the second line. See, 3 by 5 minus 3 by 5, so minus 3 by 5 out here, into, I know we need to write multiplication, we are doing the multiplication, so into the constant term of the second term. See, I have directly placed here 15 by 9. And I have directly placed the constant term of the third term as well into 3 by 7. Then after that, what I have done here, say simply I am just directly arranging the like terms, same variables first. So arranging the same variables, x squared, x squared, x squared, so y squared, and finally we have z squared here from the third term. Okay, so after that, so after cancelling all this, you know multiplication of fractions, how it is done, isn't it? The numerators and denominators, they can be cancelled. So after that cancelling and all, I got minus 3 divided by 7 as my constant term. X squared, and x squared, as I already said, the powers will be added. So 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6. So 6. Y, we got y squared and y squared, so powers will be added again, y to the power 4. Z squared, it's a single variable, that is z. We don't have any other z. So simple z squared, it will remain as z squared. Okay. Okay, I hope you kids understanding the lessons. Okay, now the next part here we are going to do is multiplication of monomial and a binomial. What happens when you multiply a monomial and a binomial? That is a single term and a dual term, two terms. So see, and what I recommend is when you are multiplying single term and a dual term, or single term or three terms, we'll do that also. We'll do that too. But what I recommend you is keep the lowest term, that is a single term. If there is a single term, keep the single term at first. It will be easier for you. Okay, and the two terms at second, 2, or it may be 3 or 4. Okay, whatever the term may be. Okay, so what happens here is the single term will have to multiply both the terms inside the bracket. As you know, bracket means multiplication. Also, we are doing multiplication of polynomials, isn't it? So what I have done here is, see, on the second line, on the third line, what I have written here is 7a squared b into 3x. As I said, the term, single term, has to multiply both the terms, remember. So plus into plus, it was plus, so no need to change the sign. Plus into minus, it was minus, so therefore I have written minus out here. See, as you know, in case of multiplication as well, we need to first multiply the signs, isn't it? So 7a squared b into 6y. Now what I have done here is I have again skipped one step. See, what I have skipped is I haven't arranged the variables and the constant terms separately, isn't it? So this is also how you can skip your steps. It's simple. What we know is, we know that multiplication has to be done on the constant terms, constant separately, variable separately, isn't it? So okay, I have directly done here. See, 7 into 3, I know it's 21. So what do I see is the variables. I don't see any same variable, isn't it? A squared b, it's a squared b, it's x. So it will remain as it is. See, a squared b, x. Similar on second term, the term is minus, already is there, minus. So the constant term, 7 into 6, 7 6 times is 42. A squared b, and y. See, from the basic part, we know that whenever variables are written together, or when the constant term and variable is written together, the relation is multiplication, isn't it? So it will remain as it is. We cannot go any further out here. See, because these two terms, we got binomial out here. The relation between them is subtraction, but since they are unlike terms, so we cannot proceed further. Okay. So I hope you kids have understood. Okay, now for the second question I have picked here is this one. Yeah, question number 2. 5a squared minus 3b cubed by minus 6a squared b. Again the same thing. See, we got binomial, monomial out here, so I have placed the monomial at front. And remember, never neglect the signs. It has got a negative sign, so we cannot neglect, just directly neglect the negative sign. Okay, the binomial, I have kept the binomial on the second part, on the right hand side. So After that, what I have done here is I have already said the single term has to multiply both the terms inside the bracket. So that is what I have done here. See, minus into plus. It's minus, isn't it? What did I say? The sign has to multiply first, isn't it? So 6a square b, 6a square b, 5a square into 5a square. And similarly, again this term has to multiply the second term as well of the binomial. So minus into minus, signs first, minus into minus, it's plus. So I have placed 6a square, then into 3b square. Now what do I see here? Minus into plus, again it's minus. So I have written minus. 6 5 times is 30. What do I see here is a square and a square. Now these two variables, they are same variables, isn't it? So powers will be added, simple. See, I have skipped one more step. I have skipped the step, isn't it, where we need to arrange the terms. So a square, I know e to the power 4, so e to the power 4, b came as it is because we didn't have any other b with 5 a square, isn't it? Similarly here, 6 into 3, it's 18, so a square, b to the power 1. We have b to the power 1, another term b squared, so the powers will be added, isn't it? 1 plus 2, it is 3. Okay, so moving on to the next topic, we have here multiplication of monomial and a trinomial. So okay, again, see, we got 3 terms in here. I have taken the fractional form, 3 terms, fractional form by a monomial, that is 35x square, y square, z square. So what I have done here is, say, okay, I have directly gone from the term simple in the trinomial to multiplication of monomial. This is also how it can be done. See, what happens here is all the 3 terms has to multiply 35x square, y square, z square. See, I am giving all the variations. Okay, so what did I told you till previously was arrange the smaller term at front, isn't it? So some of you might find it time consuming as well, isn't it? So in order to save your time, what you can do is, if you go on practicing, then you will get to know. Okay, so if you go on practicing, you will get to know how to do sums as well. See, so this term can also directly multiply, even though what do we get? If we multiply 2 and 3, we get 6, isn't it? Even if you multiply 3 and 2, we get 6. It's same thing, isn't it? Whether you multiply this term with this or this term with this, you get the same answer, isn't it? So that is what I have done here. See, the first term with the monomial, the first term of the trinomial with the monomial. So that is what I have done here. Here what I have done here is I have arranged the constant terms and the variables separately. So again, here as well, the constant term and the variable separately, and here again the constant term and the variable. Okay, so as you know how the multiplication is done now, isn't it? So it is in the fractional form. We know what happens in fractional form. 5 1 times, 5 7 times is 35, isn't it? So 2 7 times is 14. We got positive, both the positive integers, so no need to multiply the sign, isn't it? Now x square, we have x square here as well, so these two will give me x to the power 4, so x to the power 4 is in our answer. See, y square, so y to the power 4, z square, it remains as it is, simple term. We cannot neglect this also because that too has been multiplied, so it will remain as it is. Similarly here, 7 1 times 7, 5 times is 35, so 5 3 times is 15, so that is why 15 came here. Minus into plus, it was minus, since it we need to multiply with the negative terms, so negative into positive, it's negative, so negative 15 x to the power 5. How come x to the power 5? We have x to the power 3 out here into x square, so the powers will be added, x to the power 5. For y square and z square, we don't have any y and a z term, another term, so it will remain as it is, y square and z square, see. And for the last term, 4 into 35, it's 140, so 140, both are positive integers, so plus x square, we have y to the power 3 and y square, so these two will be added, y to the power 5, z square. Okay, I hope you kids are understanding the chapter. Okay, now we have next topic as multiplication of binomial and a binomial, that is 2 terms and a 2 term. Okay, so we have here, see, x plus 6 and x plus 2. For 2 terms and 2 terms, how you can multiply is, one of the procedures is that you can split one of the binomial into monomial and a monomial. Okay, how do you do that? See, for x plus 6 and x plus 2, I have split it the first term. So first binomial into 2 terms. Here it is x, here it's 6. Okay, I need to place the second term 2 times because since we are doing multiplication, so therefore see, this x came here, x plus 2, bracket means multiplication, so bracket x plus 2 plus the second 6 of the first term and x plus 2. Okay, now as we know, multiplication monomial and a binomial, what happens? So we need to multiply the terms. So x into x became x squared, x plus 2, x into plus 2 became plus 2x. Signs multiplied first, plus into plus, it's plus, x into 2, it's 2x. Bracket means multiplication, that's what we have learned, isn't it? Similarly, plus into plus, it's plus, 6 into x is 6x, plus into plus is plus, 6 into 2 is 12. Okay, so are we finished here? No, we are not. Why? Because we still have like terms in here. See, these two are now have become like terms, as well as we got addition of the terms, so we need to add them up. So 2 plus 6, it's 8, so 8x, x squared plus 8x plus 12. Remember, when we are adding the terms, the variable remains as it is. Nothing happens with the power of the variable. Only in case of multiplication, the power of the variable changes. Okay. Okay. Now similarly here, x plus 8 and x minus 3, I have again splitted the first term. See, x plus 8. Second term, I need to write it 2 times, so I have written it 2 times. Opened up the term, multiplied the term, got like terms in here, solved it, and got my result. Okay. Okay, I hope you kids are understanding the chapter. So for the last part we have here is multiplication of binomial and a trinomial. For binomial and trinomial, so for 2 terms and a 3 term, so our question is x plus 7 into x squared minus 3x plus 2. So as I have already said, we can split one of the terms, isn't it? So I am splitting the smaller term. It will be easier for me. Okay, if you split the smaller term, it will be easier for you as well. Okay, so that is why x, the second term, I have placed as it is. See, the procedure is same no matter how many numbers the term has, that is whether it be monomial, binomial, trinomial, or more than that, that is a polynomial. Okay, so x plus 7, so the first term of the binomial, x plus 7 went there. See, the second term as it is. Opened up the term, multiplied, multiplication. Now you know what happens in multiplication, isn't it? The powers will be added. First we need to multiply the sign, then the power, you need to check the variables as well. If there is constant terms, then you have to go with constant terms. Like for example here, plus into plus is plus, x into x squared, x cubed, plus into minus, it's minus. We don't have any constant term out here. Here we got constant term. If you don't have any constant term, how much is the coefficient for this x? It's 1, isn't it? 1 into 3, it's 3. Plus into minus, minus 1 into 3, it's 3. X into x is x squared. See, again plus into plus is plus, 1 into 2 is 2, so x. Okay, similarly here as well, plus into plus is plus, 7 into x squared, 7x squared, plus into minus is minus, 7 into 3x, it's 21x, plus into plus, it's plus, 7 into 2 times, it's 14. So we have reached this point. So what do I see here is I got like terms. See, 3x squared, 7x squared, this 2x and this 21x, these two are like terms, isn't it? So after that what I have done is I have arranged the like terms. See, even this line is also not mandatory. Okay, arranging the like terms. What you can do is you can directly go from this line to here, but for that you need lots of practice. Remember, you need to know which are the terms, like terms, and what to do with that. So for like terms, see, like terms with opposite signs. So what happens with opposite signs? The signs, it will be subtracted, isn't it? The sign of greater number follows. That is what we know. So greater number is 7, so it's plus, plus, subtracted 7 minus 3 is 4, x squared. Addition and subtraction, the variable remains same. This variable power doesn't changes. Similarly here as well, 2x and 21x, like terms with opposite signs subtracted, sign of greater number follows. Greater number is 21, so 21 is minus, so minus 19x plus 14 as it is. So here we are done here. Why? Because we got addition or subtraction of terms, but all the terms out here, they are unlike terms. We cannot go further, isn't it? Okay, so few more sums. So again the same thing happened here, multiplication of trinomial and binomial. So for trinomial and binomial, as I've already said, you need to place a smaller term. If you place smaller term at front, it will be easier for you. So that is what I have done here. Binomial, the binomial at first, then the trinomial. So the first term of the binomial, then the trinomial, whole trinomial, then the second term of the binomial, then again whole trinomial. Open up the terms, you need to check whether they are like terms or not. So if they are like terms, solve it and you will get your answer. Multiplication, the same thing happens. First you need to multiply the sign, then the constant terms, then the variables. Okay. Now yeah, one question what I got in the question is the question number 310 is I got multiplication of binomial and a binomial, but what do I got here is a fractional form. I haven't done that, isn't it, for fractional form in binomial. So again the procedure is same. That is what I have done here. First split the first binomial into two parts. See, I have second binomial 2 times. So then opened up the terms. See, I have opened up all the terms. I have arranged the terms out here. See, the variable and the variable, then the constant term, the variable and the variable, again the constant term, variable and the variable, isn't it? This is also how it can be done. This is what we have beginned from, isn't it? So for those who cannot understand the steps where I have jumped, or the steps which I have missed, or the steps which I told you to, you can neglect the steps. If you didn't understood that part, this is also how it can be done, just like similar to the first one. Okay, slowly and gradually, each and every time, through each and every line. Okay, so but this will be time consuming, remember that. Okay, if you want to save your time, what you can do is practice a lot at first through these lines, then what you can do, you can skip your steps. Okay, then after that what do I got here is, after all the terms, I got p square plus 2 by 3 p cube minus 2 by 3 p cube minus 4 by 9 q square. Now what do I see here? Plus 2 by 3 p cube minus 2 by 3 p cube, like terms, isn't it? The variables, see, like terms with opposite signs, same constant, so they can be cancelled, isn't it? So that is how I got my answer as p square minus 4 by 9 q square. Okay, so okay, I hope you kids have understood. For those who haven't, please go through the basics as first. It will be easier for you. And even then, if you haven't understood, then please let me know. Okay, I hope you kids are doing great at home. Stay safe and stay tuned in. Thank you.